Peace, peace, peace. What up? What up? First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shall is blessing your day. By His mercies we are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house shall's body. And two, we're naturally alive, man. I just want to get into something, man. I'm actually a little excited. Of course, Philly, my team, Eagles playing Super Bowl today, man. But actually, you know what? I'm gonna say that you know what? I'm gonna talk about it right now, yeah, because I was gonna talk about something else, but yeah, I'm gonna do that, man. Because honestly, man, you know what? Shout out to shout out to the True Nation one time, man. Actually, it was years ago, man. Like, one of the brothers in True Nation. I watch them from time to time. I don't really watch too many more people like that. I watch a select few people, man. But since today's like today's Super Bowl Sunday, man. I just want to talk about something real big, man. About because he said something. They said something. It was a while back, man. He said, listen, man, because he was talking about getting the kingdom, man. Like, of course we have the kingdom now. Like how I said, the kingdom is within you, man. But he said something like one of the brothers. What was his name? It was a light skinned brother that I forgot his name, but he pretty much said, man, I see why teams that win championships, they cry and they go through all that, man, because actually it's the work they put in, man. So and I was just thinking about this, man, too, and I actually and one of the brothers earlier said what in the Discord app, like it was a few days ago, he asked was there any scripture that that you just sat and it made you cry, man. I answer him no, man. I answer him no. That never really happened to me, man. But just seeing things when the Most High house shall reveal to things to you and see scriptures play out, man. It's just this is a beautiful thing, man, because it's going to tie into what we're about to talk about real quick, man. But pretty much, man, even the brothers from the True Nation, he even said, man, listen, I see why, because you don't know how hard it is, even in sports, to win the championship, all the work you put in, the late nights, the film sessions, the thing, all that, the long seasons, this. The playoff atmosphere, the practices, the training camps, all what they put in, no matter what the sport is. So all the work that's put in, man. So I see why they cry and things of that nature, man. But how much more spiritually, in this walk, man? Because and also too, man, because I'm going to get into that too, because I always was wondering about this too, Isaiah and we about to get in Revelation, man. When the Most High house, I said He'll wipe away the tears. Of course, it'll be tears of sadness, but I also wonder if it was always tears of joy. I was actually always wondering that, man. Maybe y'all brothers could help me out, or sisters for that matter, if y'all have a little perspective on that as well, help me out. But mainly, of course, I ask the brothers, of course, because that's really who it is. But sometimes, of course, let me not say this too, because listen, let me say this too, man. Because certain times, listen, even though it says that in Timothy, things of nature, but there has been a lot of times, Judith or the wise woman in Samuel that talked to Joab or Abigail or or this even when there has been women that gave wise words and things, and even sometimes that's why I said sisters, because maybe you have something input on that, because I speak as a man on that. I was just really confused about that, if it's tears of joy of course, tears. Of course, it's tears of all the things that they've been through. Not, and it is ultimately it's all overcoming sin and death, which you about to get into. But also, tears of pain, tears of suffering, but also too tears of joy. Things, and I was always wondering if that's what that was, and if those are part of the tears in Revelation as well. But let's get this Isaiah 25:8, man, because it's all tying into getting the victory, man. Hopefully, the Eagles today get the victory, man. So it'll be good for the and it'll be good for the city too. And it is too. It's a lot of. Let me say this too, because there's a lot of spiritual elements. A lot of, that's why even Proverbs 3:6, man, it says acknowledge Him in all your ways and see Him in every aspect of life. Because the word is I just look things. We always talk about, man. Let's listen and watch things with spiritual eyes and ears, man. Because of course the first time they played the first so-called Black or Jake quarterbacks played in Super Bowl back in Arizona, things in nature. But this time around, it's again, but it's in New Orleans, man, and it's and it's the like team in New Orleans is the Saints, man. So like that one in itself kind of gives me second nature 6 and 9 elements, man. Like just that in general, man. Like yeah, man, it's just a lot of like spiritual elements I see in that, man. Because like this time around again in New Orleans, man, with the Saints, like and Duke Ellington, what was Duke Ellington? The Louis Armstrong had a song when the Saints come marching in, man. Like and also too, like looking at this, the teams that's playing. I mean, if it was the Lions, of course, it'd been obvious. But look at the teams that's playing. Like the Eagles. Now we know the Eagles for Edom, but also Eagle. No, let's get Matthew real quick, man, because one of the emblems is for the nation Israel is the eagle, but mostly it is Edom, but like but it's for Israel as well. But it's not like the other, because we have other symbols as well. But let's get Matthew chapter 23, because we gonna just talk about this real quick. No, where's that at? And when you see in Matthew chapter 23, Matthew 24, I believe. Yeah. Where's that at? Okay, no, I'm looking for it. It's all good if I can't find it. It's all good. Oh my gosh, where's it at? Dang, man, if I can't find this, it's all good. Oh my gosh. That's cool. I wanted that, man, because dang. Hold on, y'all. Okay, bet I found it, man. My bad, y'all. I had to handle some things. Yeah. So, yeah, just speaking on this, the spiritual elements of this Super Bowl, man. Like, this in like we were just saying, man. It's in it's in New Orleans, man. Like, New Orleans, the Saints, man. And of course, 2 Jakes, quarterbacks playing there, man. And also 2 when the Saints come marching in. And it's crazy because as a team, like, we really got there because of Saquon Barkley, and like, he's a running back. So when the Saints come marching in, I'm not saying like, because just because you are of the nation, you are Israelite, doesn't mean you're a saint per se. But I'm just saying, looking at this as in spiritual elements as well, man. Because it's like, like I don't know, man. While I watch and listen to things, what is spiritual ever since I came in the word now, what like spiritual eyes and listen to things, spiritual ears, man. Like we always talk about, man. But let's get this Matthew, man. Going in the eagle aspect. Let's get this Matthew chapter 24 and 48. It says, so for wheresoever the carcass is there will the eagles be gathered. Verse 28, I'm sorry, Matthew chapter 24 and 28 says, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. So yeah, exactly, man. So like, and we actually talked about this, as well, we talked about actually, like, even on the Chiefs side of things, man, like Yahweh Shai, we actually, back in a few months ago, I did a video about, like, the Chief, man, like how Yahweh Shai is, like, Yahweh Shai, the chief apostle, man. So it's like what we just read here, and this is out of Yahweh Shai's mouth, like, wheresoever the eagle, for whosoever is Matthew 24 and 28, for whosoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. So yeah, man. So let's get this in, First Chronicles now. This is on the chief aspect, man. It's all New Orleans, and New Orleans the Saints, like, and when it, like the Louis Armstrong show, when the Saints come marching in, I want to be in that number. What's that number? Like, the 144,000, the elect. Let's get this in Chronicles real quick, man. Cause yeah, we did a video. We was talking about this a few months ago, man. I had to go back in my old to look at this because it just came to mind, but. First Chronicles 5 and 2, real quick. Let's go there. Ain't gonna hit this inside right. Then we gonna get back to the point. I hate when I detour. My bad, y'all. But I just thought this was interesting. So since it's the Eagles and the Chiefs, so First Chronicles chapter 5 and verse 2, it says, "For yeah, exactly, yep. For Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came a chief ruler. But the birthright was Joseph." So yeah, exactly. Who's the chief ruler? Yahweh Shai, man. The chief, Here's Sirach 11 and 20. It says, among brethren, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes. So yeah, exactly. And how is he honorable, man? Because he served the most. That's what in your house I said, who is ever chief is will be, let him be a servant. And that Philippians 2 and 7 goes into how like he made himself a servant, man. So he's chief. He's more honorable than anybody that ever walked the planet, man. So like, exactly. So let's get this as well. So among brethren, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his eyes. So yeah. So he's a chief apostle, chief ruler, all that type of stuff. For First Chronicles chapter 5 verse 2, for Judah prevailed above his brother, and of him came a chief ruler, but the birthright was Joseph. So yeah. Let's go back to the point, man. Also too, like we just read in Matthew here in 24, it says wheresoever the carcass is, the eagles be gathered together. So this is all Yahushua's word. Well, he comes in the bottom of the book, but it's like, it's just the Eagles and Chiefs. I find that interesting, and it's in New Orleans, like New Orleans with the Saints, and like it's, of course, the Saints. Plenty of word going on that, and the Louis Armstrong song. That's just neither here nor there. But let's go back to the point, man. I kind of detoured a little bit, but let's go Isaiah 25 and 8 real quick, man, because it's all going to like kind of what we was talking about yesterday, man. Like taking this walk seriously, man, putting in that work to get that reward, man. Of course, the inward kingdom, man. Like one, Yahushua, and most time Yahushua is the reward, like we read yesterday in the in Isaiah 52. But also, man, like we looking on the war for this, the war on this side and the next, man. We had the kingdom on this side, inwardly, the inward man, also the actual physical, man. Because everything, like the brother called Shalimah, brothers like Akawar, and the brother like from somebody firstborn, also brother Elijah, man. Things always start in the spiritual, then they manifest in the physical, man. So, yeah, man, let's get this Isaiah 25 and 8, man. Because ultimately, man, knows how it says, man. Knows what it says, Isaiah 25 and 8. And he will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord Yahweh shall wipe away the tears from all the faces, and rebuke of all his people shall be he take away of all the earth, for the Lord has spoken it. So that's why in 1 Corinthians 15, this is so important, man, because that's the last enemy that's is going to be beaten in sin and death, man, because that's the ultimate enemy, man. Because it's like growing up, man, with my brother, my cousins, man, used to play PlayStation a lot, all the time. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. I didn't get PlayStation 3. I might get one soon on PlayStation 4, but or 5, whatever. I do want the game system, but that's a lot of money right now. but anyway, yeah, we used to just grow up playing late night Madden or adventure games and things of that nature. And you gotta look at sin and death as the final boss, man. Honestly, of course you have one, the biggest enemy is yourself, but two, the other, Satan, then the other nations, but ultimately the enemy is sin and death, man. That's the final boss, man. Honestly, that's the and I had Xbox 362. I did have that, but that's the ultimate enemy, man. It's sin and death. That's why it's like the final boss in the video game movie. Gotta look at it like that, man, because that's why it says in 1 Corinthians 15 that that's the last enemy that will be taken out, man. That's what Yahushua came to do, man. Save us from sin and death, and save us from ourselves, and save us against sin and death. Because a lot of times too, we just especially when I first came in the word, especially reading Genesis 32 about Jacob and things of nature being changed to Israel, man. Listen, he gave him power with the Most High and Yahushua and with men. But a lot of times too, when I was guilty of just focusing on the power of with men part, and that in case not even with the power of the Most High and Yahushua, I was focused on that, but I just focused on okay, listen, he set us above, even in our state, he set us above all nations, saying that in nature, part of the promises, the part of the kingdom is getting rulership over the other nations, and that's a beautiful thing, man, especially the state of our people, man, but a lot of times too, even in that too, man, even when we had rulership, man, David, Solomon, during the time Joshua, man, it didn't last forever, man, because of course they all died, man. So that's why sin and death, it's the ultimate enemy, man. Because we were saying that because we never been in a position of power before. So yeah, even if say hypothetically we have, man, we did overcome, but still, we still got the brother Simeon first one said, man, we still haven't. That's the enemy that you can't beat is death, man. Because he wants to take us back to the beginning, man. Because Wisdom of Solomon 2, let's get that real quick, man. Because he created man to be immortal in his image, man. So that's what the second Adam Yahushua came to do, man. So let's get this wisdom of Solomon 2 and 23 real quick. It says, for Yahweh, wisdom of Solomon 2 and 23, for Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Exactly. So in his image, man. So, but yeah, man, it says, he swallowed up death in victory, and the Lord Yahweh will wipe away tears from all the faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from all the earth. For the Lord has spoken this. So yeah, man, that's the ultimate, like, just like they, like, in championships, in the Super Bowl, and the NBA Finals, whatever championship round, in the Stanley Cup or World Series, man, whatever, like, championship round that, we like, if y'all that watch sports, man, like, just how that, like, those tears of sorrow, or tears of suffering, or tears of joy, man, that's the same thing that the Most High House is going to do, man. Like, it can also be tears of suffering or pain, just going what you want to, also tears of joy, man. But that's ultimately the victory of sin and death. Of course, if we're getting victory, over the other nations too. That's a beautiful thing as well. Actually, I was just one of the brothers actually just sent me a second. Actually, a few brothers sent me this morning 2 Timothy 1:6. Man, it's a righteous thing to recompense, like, get recompense over, like, those that done you wrong. But also too, man, yeah, that's also the Most High House are recompensing you for what you did in his body and in his walk. But yeah, let's get this Nehemiah real quick. This is an example of, like, the Most High House are wiping away the tears, man. Also, too, in context, it was a feast day. It was a holy day. So, like, you're supposed to be glad and don't mourn on the feast day. But, yeah, let's get this Nehemiah chapter 1 and 8 and verse 9. And Nehemiah was taught, which is Thisariah and Ezra the priest, the scribe, and the Levites taught the people, and said unto the people, this day is holy unto the Lord your God. Mourn not, nor weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the Lord. Heard the words of the law. So yeah, this kind of ties into what we talking about in the beginning, what the brother asked in Discord at, man. Like, I should have sent him this verse in the Discord app. Like, was there a time, like, when you cried from reading for reading a certain scripture, man, that just it hit your spirit, that it made you want to cry. And I told him, for me per se, that never happened, but just experiencing, like, the Most High House, experiences his word, man. Seeing certain, like, scriptures come to life, like, because this is life, man. Seeing certain scriptures, and we see it daily, man. So that's really one thing that got me, man. But let's get this Nehemiah 8 and 9. It says in Nehemiah 8 and 9, it says, and Nehemiah, which is Thisariah, and Ezra the priest, the scribe, and the Levites taught the people, and said unto all the people, this day is holy unto the Lord your God. Mourn not, nor weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. Exactly, man. So, but he said that's an instance of the Most High Yahushua, through Nehemiah and Ezra, man, wiping away the tears. Also true too, like, it says be rejoicing glad on holidays and feast days, things in nature, man. But let's get this Revelation 21, man, because, like, just like they cry in championships, man, they yeah, man, because it's all about all the work you put in, man. That's why, man. It's sometimes tears of pain and suffering, like the work, like, this is talking about spiritually, like, here in Revelation, but also too, man, it could be tears of joy, man. Because in verse 4, Revelation 1, verse 21 verse 4, it says, and Yahweh shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death. Yet see, no more death, right? No more death, overcoming sin and death. And there shall be no more death. There shall be no more no sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. For the former things are passed away. Yeah, new heavens, new earth, man. Like Mary J. Blige said, no more drama, man. No more none of that, man. So let's get 1 Corinthians real quick, man. Because even then, I was laughing. I remember during the time, what was it, 2013, when the Ravens won the Super Bowl, man. He was doing a little much, man, but, like, even when Ray Lewis, his reaction, man, like, that's why, but, I think that was his last game of his retirement, man, from a legendary, iconic career. But also, too, man, it's just like, at the time, I was like, all right, he's doing too much. Even still, I kind of think, but no, man, it's about the work you put in, man. Especially all the work he put in over the years in his career, man. But that's why a lot of people do that, man. Like, a lot of athletes and stuff like that, people do that because, it's about the work they put in, man. Like, and the things that they went through, man. So, like, how much more in the Lord, like us as a nation of people, and trying to be the sons and daughters of the Most High Yahushua, man. That's just is what it is. But he said, listen, he's gonna wipe away those tears, man. Could be tears of sorrow, tears of sorrow, but also too, I speak as a man, probably tears of joy as well, man. But yeah, man. But 1 First Corinthians chapter 15 verse uh, 26. Remember, it said, "The last enemy shall be uh, shall be death. Sin and death is destroyed." And in the Revelation, it said, "There's no more death." Because that's the ultimate victory, man. Of course, the other nations getting like, recompensing them and things of that nature. But one, because of stuff we did, but also two, recompensing them for this over the history of us as people, what happened to us, and finally getting that rulership. But this being the top nation on the earth, like, as the Most High House I plan to be, but also overcoming sin and death. That's just is what it is. But First Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 26, "The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death." So yeah, man. That's what it is, and that's the victory, man. Like, he got the victory, man. The victory of the Lamb, the victory of the Most High House shot, man. Like, So hopefully the Eagles get a victory today, man. But I just want to talk about that, man, because I was thinking about this morning. I was like, you know what, man? Yeah, man. I really like, and this just came to mind, man. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, man. So hopefully the Most High House is blessing y'all day. Y'all watching the game, y'all enjoy it. Like, so for brothers and sisters in Philly. So, or like, also, brothers and sisters, Kansas City. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters that's gathered throughout the four corners of earth, and also here, man. Like, yeah, man. So peace.